Hey there, I'm your host Lisowi, and in this tutorial you will learn how to create a dialogue system. So let me show you what I've got for you. Let's go talk to Anne.
Have you heard about the new tavern that opened recently?
So with this system, we can actually add audio to our characters, and we can always skip it so we don't have to listen to the whole thing. So let me show you. Let's leave. I'll talk again.
Have you heard?
So we have that option. And let's go ahead and reply to her. Let's say no.
He sits down by the docks.
So that's option 1. Let's go again.
Have you?
And we got yes.
It's just down the road.
So that's all I got for you with Anne. And then over here we have the blacksmith.
Do you smell that? That's the finest steel there is. What brings ya to my flame?
Let's say I was looking for you, or bark.
Ha ha, lad, you're funny. Here he is. What can I do for ya?
Let's say I want to trade. So here I don't have a trade system, but if you had one, you could add it in.
Take a look, lad.
And also, he will remember us, so if we talk to him again, we have this option here.
Alright then, leave it with me, and come back in the morning. It'll be good as new.
So if I try talking to him again, he'll have something else.
You're too early, lad. I can't fix your weapon that quick.
So over in a different project, I have an inventory and a merchant. So let me show you how the trade would look like if we did it through the dialogue. So let me go talk to him. Hey, how are you? Show me your wares. Came to the right place, take a look, and there we go. And when I cancel, we just leave. But of course, you could have more dialogue if you want. So with that said, let's begin. So I created a new project in Unreal Engine 5.7. This is the third-person template. And the goal of this session is to create an interaction system so we can develop our dialogue system later on. So for that, we want to go ahead and create a new folder, which we can call the UI. Let's start with that. Let's go inside. And let's create a subfolder for just the interaction. So I'll call it the interact UI. Let's also go ahead and color this so we can distinguish it easier. I'll give it like a nice color like this. Hit OK. Open this up. Right click, create a new user interface widget blueprint. User widget, and let's call it WBP or widget blueprint underscore interact. Yeah, that works. Let's open this up. And it's gonna take a second. So here we are, and we want to get a canvas panel in here. So this will be our screen. And inside, I want to go ahead and grab a border like so. And inside that, I want a text. So let's also grab that and throw it inside our border. Now for the border, what we can do is we can size this to content, give it perhaps a different color so we can see our text. I'll go like with a bluish, dark bluish, something like that. Now, if you go to the anchors on the right-hand side here in the details and hold Control and Shift and click any of these, it'll snap in place. So I want it at the bottom, like so, and perhaps a little bit up. So we'll go to the position Y and do something like -60 perhaps. Now, the next thing I want to do is I want to click on this text and I'll give it a custom padding of, let's say, 40 by 10. So this will stretch it out 40 on horizontal and 10 vertically. Now for the text, this doesn't really matter because we'll be overwriting it anyways, but just for good measure, let's just call it interact. Why not? And then let's make this variable because we want to change it dynamically. So we'll call it txt underscore the interact text, let's say. Perfect. Let's also go ahead and make this look a little bit more pretty. So what we can do is we can go to the content drawer, right click and create a new material. Let's call it MUI underscore interact. And this stands for materials user interface. And let's open that up. You want to go ahead and click on your material, change the material domain from surface to be user interface and the blend mode from opaque to translucent. Next, let's go ahead and grab a linear gradient. So linear gradient. And if we drag out, actually, the shortcut for this is M and left mouse. So this is just a multiply node. We want 2 of these, and I'll show you why. So if we connect the linear gradient to A, then to this again, and connect it to the final color and opacity, we get something like this, which is great. This is a gradient, but we can also change it a little bit. So if we put in a value like 4, for example, it'll make it stronger. And this is nice, but it's only coming from one side and we want it from both. So we'll drag out from the U gradient and do a 1 minus and connect it into B, and voila, there we go. So let's go ahead and apply that, save it. And if we go back into our widget here, click on the border, we can scroll down to brush, select an image, and just search for the MUI interact. And there we have it. Looks a little bit better. So once you're happy, make sure this is named text, compile and save that, and go to the event graph. Over here in the event graph, let's get rid of event tick and event pre-construct. We won't be needing those. And let's grab our text. We want to get it and do a set text like so. And this text value here, we just want to drag out and promote it to a variable. And let's call it the interact text. Now with this, I want to check, is it empty? So we'll do that. And the idea is here that we'll set the widget visibility based on is it empty or not. So we'll do right click, set visibility. And over here from the enum, we can drag out and do a select. And we can plug in the wildcard, like so, the condition here. And if the text is empty, if true, let's collapse it. So collapse will take up no UI space, hidden will, it just won't be visible. So let's do collapsed. And if the text is empty false, that means we see it. So let's do not hit testable because we just don't want to click on it. Now this is all great, but this will be set one time on construct. So we need a custom event to set it ourselves whenever we call this. So let's do something like update interact text. And if you hold Alt and drag, this will set your variable, drag our pin into the event, and there we go. And then let's just connect this in here, and this will run the whole code again. And this is the this is what we want. Let's comment our code and let's say set text on construct and update. And let's bubble that. So that's all we got to do inside this widget. Let's compile and save. So with that widget created, let's go ahead and create a new folder for the interaction system. I'll now call it interaction system. And over here, let's open that and let's go ahead and create a blueprint interface. Now, the idea of this is that whichever actor we want to interact with, we'll add this interface to. So let's call it BPI for blueprint interface underscore interact. And let's save that. And over here, we want two functions. We want one called interact with, and in here we can also pass in a interactor. So this will be of type actor. Very useful if we have like a merchant system or anything like that. And let's call this the interactor. Perfect. And one more, and this will be the look at. And over here in the outputs, we can just change this to a text. So we can display who we want to talk to. And this can be, for example, the interact text. And that's all we got to do. Compile and save that. That's looking nice. Let's go back in here. Interaction system. Did I color it? No, I also want to color this as well. Just so we can like distinguish like what's what. Now over here, let's right click and we want to create now a component. And a component we can add to any actor in our game. So this will be in blueprints, I believe, blueprint class and actor component. And let's call it BPC for blueprint component underscore interact. Let's open that up. So in here, because we have the widget created, what we can do is we can create a custom event, call it create interact display, let's say. And over here, we'll do create widget interact. We could also call it just interact display, just to be clearer, but I think it's okay. And let's just rename it or save it as a reference to interact display. And then add it to the viewport. So we only added once, and then on event begin play, we'll just call it. So let's get rid of event tick. Actually, we will need event tick, so let's leave it there. Let's comment this, create interaction display. Oops, full stop. Can't hit that. So let's do bubble that. And on event begin play, we'll just call the create interact display. Like so. Okay, so that's done, we want to then go ahead and create a function which will serve for the interaction trace. And let's call it the interaction trace. That's what it is here. And in the event graph, back on event tick, let's just call it so it runs every tick. And if you're worried about this being expensive, it's not. It's just a sphere collision to see if we're interacting with something. You could also do a line trace if you want. If you're using like first person, but I feel like third person really works well with the sphere trace. So let's get the owner. So whoever owns this component, and let's do a get actor location. Now from here, what I want to do is I want to do a sphere trace by channel. Make sure you do the single one, not the multi. So sphere trace by channel. There we are. Connect the execution flow, and this will go into both the start and the end. Now for the radius, you could hard code it in here, but let's say like maybe some entities are bigger than others. You want a larger or smaller radius. It's up to you. I'll promote this to a variable so I can set it later on if I want to as well. And I'll call it the interact radius. And by default, if we compile, it'll let us set a value. So by default, I want everybody to have a, let's say 100 radius, and then I can customize it if I want. Now for the trace channel, we could use the camera trace channel, or to be a little bit cleaner, we can create our own. Now, if you're in the previous version of Unreal, like 5.4, which I'm very used to, not really used to 5.7, everything kind of has changed. So if we go to the left-hand side on edit, we have project settings. Now in here, when this loads, we can go ahead and do a trace option here and do a new trace channel. And let's call it interactive. And let's call it let's make it ignore by default. So we can set it when we want to block, accept. And now if we go back into the component, it should not be visible here. First, you got to compile and save, and then we have it. So interactive. Now we can also display this on the screen so we can see it hitting something. You can always disable that later. It's just for visual debugging purposes. So you want to get a branch and connect the value here. And we want to see if we hit something. So out hit, we'll do a break. And from here, we want to get the hit actor. Now this, we want to check if this implements that interface I mentioned before, because if it doesn't, we don't want to interact with it. So we'll do does implement interface. And the interface we want is the BPI interact or whatever you called it. And from here, if this passes this check as well, so let's get a branch. By the way, a branch is left mouse, B left mouse, just in case you didn't know. So we got that. Now, if this passes the first and the second check, we then will promote this to a variable. And let's call it the hit target or the look at target, whichever you prefer, and we'll set it. Now we also want to set it on both false values because this runs every event tick. So if we don't update it, if we look at something and then we look at something else, it'll still have the same value. So therefore we gotta set this to be false here as well and false here as well. So it just sets it to nothing. Now, once we pass through all these checks, we can drag out and do a look at. This comes from that interface we made. And because we have the widget created on event begin play, it is created, so it has a reference, which we can drag out. And we can do update interact text. And this will basically set our text, so it's no longer empty, and we see it. Now, if here we had nothing, we just want to set it to be empty. So copy that and set this to be empty and to empty again. And that's all for the interaction system, I believe. Yeah, so that's all we got to do in here. Compile and save. And once again, you can always disable that to none. This is just for me to show you that how big the radius is. So one more thing we got to do is we actually need to create the interaction input. Now, the best way for that is for long term is if we go to the, they've changed it. Yeah, it's here. Input, put input, actions, and let's create a new input action. So go to input action, IA underscore interact. Now save it here. Go back into your inputs folder, IMC underscore default. And over here, we can map that value. So what's this? Create a new mapping here. And we'll do interact. Now you can select any key you want by clicking the keyboard and pressing anything. I'll do something like E. I'm happy with that. Save and exit. Now back in the component, we can do IA_interact. The first one here. And once we have started this, we want to interact. So we'll get the head target, right click, convert to a validated get, because if it's not valid, we don't want to do anything. And if it is, we'll just say interact with. And we can also pass in the interactor, which in this case is going to be the owner of this component. So let's right click and get the owner. I can't. Why can't I get owner? Oh, there we go. And let's connect this in here like so. And let's also comment this, the interaction input. And let's bubble it just so we zoom out. We can see that it's there. And once you're happy, we can compile and save that. Now to test this working, we need something to interact with. So for that, I'll create a folder called NPC. And in here, we can right click. Actually, what we'll do is we'll go to third person and just copy this character. So Control C, go back, NPC, Control V to paste. Let's rename it, F2 to rename, by the way. And we'll do BP_NPC actor. Let's open that. In here then, we want to remove the follow camera, boom, and we don't need any of these. Aim, move, we don't need that. Okay, and let's also get rid of this. So what we want is, we want to add in the interface, so implemented interfaces, that's in class settings. Add in BPI, interact. So because we add that, we get two functions here, the look at and the interact with. If you want to display the name, double click on look at, promote this to a variable, call it like name. And instead of just displaying the name, we can format the text. So Alt and left mouse to break the chain, drag out and do a format text. Now from here, we can do something like talk to or speak to. Then if you do a curly bracket and it doesn't really matter what you put in here. It's just going to be used as input. So you could even do something like X, close curly brackets, whatever you put in here. It's going to be talk to whatever this is. So if you compile, you can give this a default value. So let's just say NPC. And if we then close that and go to interact with, here we'll have something displayed. So we don't currently have a dialog to display. So we can just do a print string. And we'll make him say hello. Compile and save that. And just before I forget, in the viewport, you want to click on your character. And currently, we're not blocking the interaction trace channel. So we want to block it. Otherwise, we don't know we're interacting with this. So in the search bar on the right side and the details, type in collision and go to collision presets. Change this to custom. And onto interactive, let's do block. Now let's compile that, save it. Now if we close this and drag this in here, currently we don't have the component on the player, so we need to add that. So let's go to third person, blueprints, third person character, click on the add button on the top left and search for our component interact. Now in here, like I mentioned before, we have the interact display and the interact radius, which we can change. Now, if you don't want this to be displayed, which I don't really want to be, we can go back into the interaction system component, and we can always click this to be private. So we don't see it. It's just not necessary for us to change. And for interaction radius, something like this, we can always label it as input. So we know we got to put something in here. Compile that, save it. Now, if we compile that again, it all updates. And we can customize this if we want. But I think I'm happy with 100. So let's play and see what happens. Here we go. And if I talk to this guy, he should say hello. And oh yeah, he is the interact, not left mouse. And there you go, he prints hello. So that all works. So this is it for the video. In the next episode, we'll go ahead and create the dialogue widget. With that said, I hope you enjoyed. And if you did, leave a like. And as always, happy developing.